Hello my lovelies, I'm back with my best and worst of 2023 series, and today we are going to be ranking all the Korean BLs that have aired this year. 17 BLs in total have released this year, which is comparatively a bit less than last year, as in 2022 18 BL series got released along with a couple of movies too. If I have to summarize the quality of BLs we got this year as compared to last year, I would say that we got better quality BLs last year as compared to this year. Last year we had some really iconic KBLs like Blooming, Semantic Error, Cherry Blossoms After Winter, To My Star 2, Light on Me, Kissable Lips, etc. But this year we only have a few memorable BLs. Anyway, let's jump into the video and see how I rank the 17 BLs that have aired in the year 2023. On number 17 is a massive flop show, Individual Circumstances. Believe me when I say this that I had to go back to watch the highlights of this god-awful show just so that I could remember what even happened in this one. First of all, it looked like they had about £5 to make this show, which they evenly distributed amongst the cast members because where is the production value? It really looks like they all took a weekend break to Jeju Island and filmed this show in the same house they were living in and called it a day. There was literally no chemistry between the leads, there was no story but just a simple misunderstanding that got stretched out. Acting was subpar and that horrendous dead fish kiss. I don't even want to mention that atrocity, it was so bad. Standing at number 16 is All the Liquors, and it's at number 16 because downing all the liquors in this world cannot convince me that this show is even remotely watchable. I mean, did Diazepam sponsor them to make this series or something? How is it possible to make such a snooze-inducing series? There was nothing happening in each episode and the UK actor had no other job but to keep falling over his ass every episode. It wasn't remotely cute or endearing and a solid plot was lacking in this series. The stoic chef was giving serious competition to our very own Om Titiwad, and I feel like they could have been brothers in their past life or something. I'm not even going to lie to you guys, I had tremendous expectations from Bump Up Business. I really like Only One Off, and looking at their MVs, I was so sure that they are going to serve us something so extraordinary and sensational. But they served up poo on a platter. None of the 4 members knew how to act and they didn't have any sort of chemistry or rhythm. The show was supposed to be about music and presenting a gay performance together, but the music was also not good. And I generally like Only One Off's music, so this was a massive letdown. They could have made those 10-minute episodes even shorter, like even 4 minutes felt too long watching this show. At number 14 is Starstruck, and I don't know how I'm going to talk about this show without crying because oh my good gracious god, what a huge letdown. To be honest, I would like to put all the blame for this series on the screenwriters and the directors. They ruined what could have been a very iconic and memorable show because both Zuho and Kim In-sung did a great job at portraying their roles. I cannot fault their acting. The fault lies solely on the creators for not giving them a solid storyline and direction. They only showed Zuho being unnecessarily cruel towards Kim In-sung. They didn't give him a proper redemption arc. The story felt very rushed, and the switch from him just thinking of Kim In-sung as friend to acting possessively and liking him didn't feel believable at all. It was like chunks of the story was missing and the whole show felt so rushed and choppy. Super disappointed in this one. I previously gave a pretty harsh critique for Jun and Jun, and I would like to slightly alter that critique. I still stand by the fact that this series was really boring and there was no story, but it wasn't all that bad. The reason it is standing at number 13 on my list and not at the bottom is because the actor who played Choi Jun is complete eye candy and him and Lee Jun had good chemistry. I mean, being able to admire Choi Jun's gorgeous face and that amazing kiss in the end is reason enough to watch this series. There is no depth to the story, but who cares when you can watch Choi Jun absolutely devour Lee Jun for several minutes on screen. A Shoulder to Cry On is standing at number 12 on my list. I was really looking forward to this show. All of the drama that went on between Omega X members and their CEO and all the hardships the members had to face was heartbreaking, and I really wanted to support this show, and for the most part this show was okay. Jaehan and Ye-chan had good chemistry and their acting was also convincing, but only for the first half of the series. Their dynamic completely changed in the last couple of episodes and they looked really uncomfortable together in those last few episodes. The constant time lapse was confusing and their chemistry also fizzled towards the end. This show could have been a massive hit like Semantic Error. It had everything to make it a memorable show, but they couldn't pull it off, unfortunately. Number 11 position goes to BonAppeti. BonAppeti was a good show, but it was pretty unremarkable. I feel like a spark was missing from the show. The actors were good at their job, the story was decent, but there was no pull. If it wasn't available for binge watch, I probably wouldn't have had any excitement to watch any episodes week after week. I liked how they showed how the chef made all the lunch boxes. It was interesting to see different Korean dishes being made. But I feel like the second lead was more charismatic and had more chemistry with the main lead. Also, the lack of proper kissing scenes was a turn-off and it isn't acceptable in current BL climate. Now we are on our top 10 countdown and at number 10 we have Love Mate. The story of this BL was pretty cute, the actors had great chemistry and their kissing scenes were amazing. I really liked how forward and flirtatious Haram was with Lee Jun. It was refreshing to see in a Korean BL. But the story kind of fizzled towards the later half of the show and it became quite boring and predictable after episode 5. Honestly, I want to challenge Korean BL story writers to create one BL without a returning ex, because it looks like this is the only story arc they have in their purse and every story ends up with a malicious ex returning and ruining the couple's happiness. Standing proudly at number 9 is Happy Merry Ending. This is a decent BL that I can recommend everyone to watch. It's nothing special, but the acting of the main leads is great and they give this kind of mature love kind of a feeling. This BL is very similar to Light on Me in the way that I wouldn't have minded even if the main character ended up with the second lead. They were both good and deserving. The story was nothing special, but there were moments where I could feel my heart skip a beat and the chemistry between the two leads was palpable. I probably wouldn't mind watching this show again if I didn't have absolutely anything to watch that day. At number 8 is manhwa adaptation Love Tractor. Let me tell you, this show was adorable from start to finish. I liked that they showed us the serene Korean countryside and gave us a glimpse of how people lived there, their simple lives and how they took care of one another. It was also interesting to see how depressed and brooding city boy came to appreciate the countryside and how it changed his perspective about life. Ye-chan was adorable, just like a puppy, and his innocent character was like a breath of fresh air. The way he slowly and steadily fell in love with Sunyeol and how much his actions affected him was heartwarming to see. I would highly recommend this BL to everyone. Guys, go and watch this BL anime Minion because oh my good god, I was not ready for what I saw. I still have flashbacks of that one scene and I'm telling you, this show is so damn good and worth a watch. First of all, this is the only vampire BL I have really liked so far. The premise was so good and I liked how it flowed in every episode. The two main characters are hot AF and this complete obsession Minion has for the doctor was really interesting to watch. Like the passion was overflowing and I could literally feel what he was going through and what he was feeling in each episode. I would have rated it even higher if it didn't have a few other BLs that I thought were better than this. But this anime is in no way inferior to other BLs and it is a must watch in my opinion. At number 6 is none other than musical BL Sing My Crush. First of all, this BL is about music and thankfully the music of this BL was great. I'm pretty sure the protagonist Jang Do-jun sang the songs himself and he did a great job. His voice is beautiful and the songs fit the mood of the show really well. I liked the story. It was not very unique or different, but because the actors were so cute and they had amazing chemistry, the story remained interesting till the end. This was a sweet little story that was both wholesome and satisfying. A Breeze of Love is what a shoulder to cry on could have been. Talk about a heart-fluttering romance. Ranking at number 5, this BL gave me everything and more. It had romance, it had angst, and it delivered on every aspect of production. The actors were really good looking and it was a treat to watch them together on screen. I liked that their animosity did not last for a long while and was resolved in time to give us enough sweetness and love between them. My attention span is very low, so it's definitely a feat to keep me interested enough to binge watch this show in one day, and this one achieved that feat, so it definitely deserves the number 5 spot on my list. Standing proudly at number 4 on my list is Unintentional Love story that gave us 2 amazing storylines and made us fall in love with both the couples. I was left a bit dissatisfied with the second couple's story as it felt so unfinished, but I'm glad that they're getting a spin-off and we will get to see them again very soon. Main leads Cha So-won and Gong Chan did an amazing job together and their interaction sent my heart racing. I liked how they were so respectful with each other and spoke in honorifics most of the time, but there was also an element of possessiveness between them that made them so attractive to me. The plot was a solid A+, and the chemistry of the leads was so good that I didn't even realize that they didn't have a proper kiss. I would happily watch this drama again, or even a second season would be amazing. Love Class 2 is one of the best dramas of this year without a doubt. I really liked every single couple in this series and all of the 3 couple stories were fully realized, giving us 3 complete storylines. I liked Love Class 1 but it was definitely not a hit last year, but Love Class 2 completely knocked it out of the park with their solid storylines, great visuals, and finally and most importantly great kissing scenes. KBLs are notorious for doing dead fish kisses and losing all the steam and build up by giving us an unrealistic kiss, but Love Class 2 completely beat all those allegations and gave us really good kissing and NC scenes. To be honest, I need more dramas to be made like this. This was university romance done right. At number 2 is universal favorite of this year, Our Dating Sim. This is how you do a good series on a tight budget. You give room to the main characters to explore their relationship without adding unnecessary side characters and plot points. I liked how they kept the story tight and the pacing was just right for the viewers to keep being interested in the show and come back to watch more each week. The chemistry of the 2 leads was great and it helped that they really knew how to act. They were convincing in their roles and I especially loved how they could really portray their emotions through their face. The actor who plays Lee Wan is undoubtedly one of the most beautiful actors we have in the industry, and his doe eyes really mesmerized me whenever I saw him on screen. I liked that the show had literally no drama, just pure emotions that were conveyed in a very raw and honest way. And the winner of this year's Best Korean BL is The 8th Sense. In my mind, a drama is a winner when even after finishing the episode, you can't stop thinking about it. You can't stop talking about it and you keep making different scenarios in your head predicting what will happen next. Last year this happened to me with To My Star 2 and this year it was The 8th Sense. This show really gave me Young Royals and scam vibes in the sense that it was sometimes very raw, very dark and very harsh. I'm used to seeing Korean BLs that are often full of color and vigor and the lighting used is always so bright, almost like they use some kind of filter to blur out the blemishes and make everything appear perfect on screen. But this drama was very gritty in all aspects of production. From the naturalistic performances by the actors to the urban setting, the desaturated color grading, everything gave a very gloomy, realistic yet beautiful vibe. I was living the characters of Jaewon and Jiyoon and I could actually feel what they were feeling. I also like how everything tied together in the end so superbly and we were all filled with hope in the end. This was a perfect little series that I will remember for a long time to come. So these were my rankings of all the Korean BLs that came out this year. I would love to know your opinions on these shows and also let me know how many of these 17 series have you seen and which ones have you added to the list. See you next time. Bye.